Yep, looks like we got ourselves a Christmas tree full of lights there. I don't see a check engine light, but the customer's concern is that one right there, charging system problem. What's going on, everybody? Today we got ourselves a 2019 Honda Civic. That customer concern is this charging system issue. But as you can see on the top down, it's charging. It's got 14.1 volts. So I've already got a pre-scan done, and really there's only a couple codes in this thing. The integrated driver support system has an issue with the steering angle neutral position not being learned. So don't know if that's related or not. The engine control module has a battery sensor LIN communication error. So that's the code that's probably setting our charging issue. And then the ABS module has a U3006-16 power source failure for ECU, low voltage, and then a low tire, and then different diameter tire detection. Those two codes probably not going to worry about, but that power source, I'm probably going to end up checking that unless this battery sensor issue, is tied together with that somehow. And then once we get done with that, we can try to relearn this neutral position on the steering angle. So really the ECM is just saying that it's got a communication error with the battery sensor. So I guess that's where we're going to start. We're going to start with checking that thing, and that is a LIN bus. So shouldn't be too bad. Those things are usually only 2 wires, sometimes 3, depending on how they're made with the cable. So let's get out here to that battery sensor and just do some checks with it. Alright, so I got the factory diagram pulled up here, and right here we have our 12 volt battery sensor. You can see there's 2 wires on this thing. Pin 1 is a white wire that is coming all the way from the underhood fuse box. It is battery power, so basically battery power through the 120 amp or 125 amp fuse, then down into a 10 amp fuse that goes out to this battery sensor, and then a light green that is also tied into the alternator voltage regulator, and then the PCM, which is our LIN bus signal. So first things first, let's check this thing and make sure it's got power. So pretty simple. Like I said, there's only 2 wires, and you might be wondering, well, what about a ground? Well, since it's built on to the ground terminal, it actually is just grounded internally to the battery, so it doesn't need one because it's got one. So we can see we've got 2 wires, a white one and a light green one. So this white one here, we're just going to back probe that, and no voltage. I don't even have a test light hooked up, so we got no power. Well, this might be a little too simple. So let's find that fuse. Said the underhood fuse box, and it should go through a 125 amp relay. This one, or 125 amp fuse right here, And then it was a 10 amp fuse. I don't know what it was labeled. I'm just looking at the 10 amps. There's one here for injector, DRL, parking lamps, VB, ACT. Wonder if that's it. Let me look at my diagram again. See if the diagram here gives me a little more. Maybe A24. Maybe that's what I need to look at. Do I have a 24? There's 24. Horn. Does a horn work? Hey, our horn does not work. Maybe we're onto something here. So 24 right here. Let's figure out how this orientates. Is it supposed to be right here? That definitely looks like a fuse is missing. Come on, can't be this easy. A missing fuse. Good fuse. Not the absolute correct fuse, but let's see. There we go. I didn't even have to walk away. Look at that. Bulb lit, 12.8. Now, this may not be a very exciting video. Does our horn work? Horn works. Let's crank this thing back up. Let's get back out here to our report, and let's go in here. We'll look at and see if these codes are still set as current. So one of them says temporary, one says current. I'm not really sure why. Let's see if they will clear. Clear fault code. Cycle the key again. Give it a start. No trouble codes. Let's look at some live data, see if we've got a battery sensor. There we go. There we go. We're charging at 20 amps. So, battery sensor is now working. Let's look at this ABS code. See if that has went away. Still have all the lights on the dash, but it doesn't really matter. Oh crap, I'm clearing the code. I meant to read the code. Maybe it didn't do it since the engine's running. It did clear that code. So that cleared my battery code, my battery voltage code that I had, that U3006. Yeah, some days you just get lucky and it's just a missing fuse. I don't understand why. This thing's got 25,000 miles on it. I know this customer's had it for a little while because they've been getting oil changes done. They got a oil change receipt laying back here in the floorboard where it shows like the history. I don't understand. So let's see if we can get this steering angle neutral position learning completed. You actually don't do that in this integrated driver support. If you go into special function, it doesn't give that to you. On Hondas, it's in the ABS module, and they call it a VSA all sensor relearn or something like that. So now that we've got the U3006 code cleared, I don't know if it's going to fuss about these tire pressure codes or not. Let's see, so special function, it should be labeled all sensors, yep. Start the engine. No DTCs except for sensor calibrations. Stop the vehicle, do you wish to continue? Yes. Turn the steering wheel straight ahead. Okay, so we are straight ahead. Slowly turn the steering wheel 90 degrees to the left. Alright. Turn the steering wheel 180 degrees to the right. 90 degrees to the left. And then 90 degrees to the right. And I always like to make sure it's nice and straight before I hit OK. Wrong condition. Well, it may not like it because of the tire pressures. So, oh well. I mean, that could even be just a bad tire sensor. Not really sure. Whatever, I'll check these sensors. If one of them's bad and it's kicking me out because of that, there's nothing I can do about that. But there you go. There's an easy one, everybody. Some days you just get easy ones. I really thought this was hopefully going to be a little more than that, but it is what it is. So check your fuses, everybody. And if you're pulling fuses out, make sure you put fuses back. I don't know what to say. So this is one of those Hondas that doesn't have a TPMS sensor. It is using wheel speed sensor to calculate tire pressures. And yeah, I don't like these systems, but you really got to pay attention to tires when you have a low tire code or mismatched diameter. Especially, you know, this one's a Kinergy GT. And the sides is a 215/55R16. And this side is the same thing, 215/55R16. Same here, Kinergy GT 215/65 or 215/55/16. And the problem child. Well, this one's a Toyo tire, and it is a 205/55/16. So somebody has replaced this tire with the wrong size tire. So yeah, it's got a diameter mismatch, and that's going to cause a low tire code, and that's going to have, I guess, the VSA relearns keeping from going on. It's not going to relearn them if it's got codes apparently according to the scan tool. So not even going to bother trying to mess with it anymore unless they get the correct tire, which might still have an issue because these other tires are worn. If they put a brand new one on, you know, may still end up with that same issue. So I don't know what to tell them other than replace the tires, get them all right, and then we'll work on that other issue with the steering angle relearn. So that's it for this one, everybody. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys later.